Thank you for coming to tonight's city council meeting held at City Council Chambers, Clearlake City Hall at 14050 Olympic Drive in Clearlake, California. Meeting will come to order at 6:03. To begin, can I have a roll call, Madam Clerk?
Councilmember Hooton,
Here.
Councilmember Wilson,
Here.
Councilmember Downey,
Here.
Vice Mayor Slotin,
Here.
and Mayor Kramer.
Here. Joe, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and then remain standing afterwards. Councilmember Downey, would you lead us?
Ready?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Again, if you please remain standing. Russell Purdock, would you please come up and lead us in our prayer?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, for that invitation. As a member of the LDS Church here in Clearlake, I'd like to be honored to do that. I'd also like to thank each of you for the year of service that you've given to the city since being sworn in under Mayor Kramer's tutelage and supervision. And I'd just also like to thank you, Honorable Mayor, for the service you've provided the city this year. If you'd like to join me in prayer. Our Heavenly Father, we are so grateful to gather tonight and to welcome this season as we recognize the birth of your Son, our Savior. Father, we ask for blessings upon those who lead and guide this city, that they'll hear your still small voice in their quiet moments, to know how you would lead and direct them to do the good work for the citizens and guests of this beautiful city. Father, we ask for you also bless the dedicated people who work and serve each and every day to the citizens and guests of this great city, that keep them safe, to enjoy this beautiful holiday as they prepare and leave, to spend time with those they care most about and love most. And Father, we ask for this grace and your many blessings each and every day as we move into the new year. We ask, of course, for all of this through your Son, our Savior, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Okay, you may be seated. I'm going to. Okay, before we start with our meeting procedures, et cetera, seems like for the last 5 meetings now, I've had the sad duty of commenting on the passing of a member of our community that's been of some importance to this city. Unfortunately, this week it's the loss of Sarah Garcia, a member of the Lim Tribal Council. I've asked City Manager Flora to say a few words about Sarah. City Manager.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor. So Sarah was a tribal elder and served the Elim Indian Colony for over 20 years as Secretary Treasurer. Her son Augustine is the chair of Elim's Tribal Council. In my experience, Sarah and Augustine's leadership of the Elim tribe has been focused not only on economic development for their people, but also for the larger community. It's been a pleasure and honor to work with them. I'm sure it was meaningful to her that she got to see the groundbreaking of the tribe's travel center project here in Clearlake. So I'm personally saddened by Sarah's passing. We'd like to share both our sorrow and best wishes to her family on behalf of the city. I trust her vision and spirit of collaboration with the city will continue for many generations.
Thank you, City Manager Flora. Now we'll move on to meeting procedures. To go over those before we begin, all items on our agenda will be open for public comment before final action is taken. Citizens wishing to introduce written material into the record at the public meeting on any item are requested to provide a copy of the written material to the Administrative Services Director, City Clerk, sitting right over here, prior to the meeting date, so that the material may be distributed to the City Council prior to the meeting. Speakers must restrict comments to the item as it appears on the agenda and stay within a 3-minute time limit. The mayor has the discretion of limiting the total time for each item. Council cannot, and I'll emphasize this, cannot answer questions or provide comment while a citizen is giving their public comment. Once your comments are complete, I may refer you to staff for follow-up. If you're on the Zoom meeting, please note that only written comments will be taken via Zoom using the Q&A chat feature. So please just enter your comment into the Q&A chat. So yes, I have one note here sent in. for request to speak by Rick Mayo, who is Vice President of the We Serve Veterans of Lake County. Rick, can you come up? I'm gonna let him do that first.
Members of the city council, my name is Rick Mayo, Vice President, and Earl Morehouse, also Vice President of We Serve Veterans of Lake County, California. We appear here before you this evening to present the city of Clearlake and the city and the Clearlake Police Officers Association with an appreciation plaque on behalf of the 465 plus veteran families, low income and homeless veterans who reside in our community. It's only through your support we are able to continue our veteran food programs and other services with our community partners. Mr. Mayor, would you come down and accept?
I can pay it to him.
No.
No?
He has to come down.
He's gonna come down.
Oh, yeah. We have to read it to him.
I'm gonna read it to him.
No, I'm gonna read this one. You gonna read the other half.
What do you want?
Right there. We Serve Veterans of Lake County present to the city of Clearlake. Thank you for your generous support of our military veterans. Presented December 2025, D.H. Wall Smith, CEO, Rick Mayo, Vice President.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Are you, Mr. Walkman?
No, David. That's a good one. You'll start him out.
I know what Dave said. Are you done with me now?
Oh, yeah, I'm finished.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Police Association Representative, Chief Hobbs.
Chief Earl Morehouse. We serve veterans in Lake County. Police Officers Association wants to thank you for your generous support. Our military veterans presented on December 25 by D.H. Wallsmith and Rick Mayo and myself. Sir, thank you.
I will pass this along to and word of your gratitude.
Great.
Okay, I did that a little bit out of order, but it's my last night as mayor, so I figured I could get away with it. Now we'll move on to adoption of the agenda. So the time for any agenda modifications to begin with. First thing, Mayor or City Manager Flora, are there any modifications to the agenda?
No modifications, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, thank you. I have a motion and a second to adopt the agenda as presented.
I move to adopt the agenda as presented. I second it.
Okay, a motion has been made by Council Member Downey and seconded by Council Member Wilson to adopt the agenda. Please vote in your portal.
Motion passes with unanimous vote of the council.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. We'll now move on to presentations, beginning with the presentations of December's adoptable dogs. Lieutenant Peterson.
Mr. Mayor, Council, happy holidays. Intake this year to date has been 365 dogs. 328 have left the shelter, 51 to rescue, 235 return to owner, 39 adopted, 3 euthanized with a live release rate of 98.47. There's currently 78 adult dogs and 8 puppies, totaling 81 animals in the shelter, up from 74 total of last month.
Numbers are going up.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
related to the increase in numbers, I have some information that I got from Director Scott that might be helpful to share.
Yes, please share.
This it summarizes dog intakes at the Clearlake shelter between November 1st and December 17th. During this time frame, 12 separate cases resulted in the impoundment of a total of 41 dogs. These intakes were not discretionary and were directly related to police activity, code enforcement actions, animal cruelty investigations, abandonment, and emergency medical situations. Just further detail, there were 2 dogs as a result of police department overnight drop-off, 3 dogs that were injured, requiring intake, 12 dogs related to a code enforcement case, which included red tag violations, 4 dogs which were an impoundment at the request of the police department, 2 dogs which were dumped or abandoned at the shelter, and 18 dogs as a result of animal cruelty neglect case. And 3 of those dogs were transported directly to a veterinary hospital for care.
Those were the 3 that you mentioned earlier were injured. And what happened to them after going to the veterinary clinic, you know?
No, I don't have that information.
Okay. Well, thank you for that. Are there any questions? Any comments? Okay. We will now move on to presentation of certificates of appreciation to the Winterfest sponsors and participants. Tonight, this is for our recent Winterfest festival at Austin's Park. So tonight, we're presenting certificates of appreciation to Lakeside Herbal Solutions, Ladies Shop, Martinez Anuar, Rotary Club of Clearlake, and Stephanie Figueroa, which each read in grateful recognition of their support of the Clearlake Winterfest. The City Council extends a thank you to them in honor of their generosity to our community, dated the 18th of December and signed by me as mayor. If I think there's a representative of each of you, I was told here, would you mind meeting me up at the podium? Okay, I know. All right, the first one is. Okay, we'll now move on to public comment. This is the time for any member of the public to address the city council on any matter not on the agenda that is within the subject matter jurisdiction of the city. If they have to wait until I call them up. The Brown Act with limited exceptions, you can stay here. This does not allow the council or staff to discuss issues brought forth under public comment. The council cannot take action on non-agenda items. Concerns may be referred to staff or placed on a future agenda. Please note that comments from the public will also be taken on each agenda item. Comments will be limited to 3 minutes per person, and the council cannot answer questions or provide comment while a citizen is giving their public comment. Once your comments are complete, I may refer you to staff for follow-up. And I guess since there's already someone up here, I don't have to ask if there's anyone who wishes to speak. Sir, would you come up and introduce yourself?
Yes, sir. Honorable Mayor, esteemed council, staff, I'm Mark Lips. By day, I am own the Ripe Choice Farm Stay and Catering. And then when I don't want to make any money, I'm the area governor of the Lake County Rotary Clubs. About a year ago, I heard a really horrible story about human trafficking in Lake County. And, you know, I thought, wow. And so what I did was I got our 3 Rotary clubs together and I said, guys, are you aware this is happening? And they said, oh yeah, Mark, we know about this. I said, well, it seems to be kind of it keeps, you know, it's down low. We don't make a lot of noise about it. We're all in the business of communication. The schools need to communicate. You need to communicate to your staff. You need to communicate to your citizens. We are in the business of communication. How well we do that communication is really where sometimes we fall short. And I think we need to make some noise about human trafficking. So we got the 3 clubs together. They all agreed. We applied for a grant through our Rotary district and in Northern California, and we got it. And but I should say, before that, we had Polyclass Foundation, we had Lake Family Resources come and present to our clubs, and we got to know those guys. And then I found out that Polyclass Foundation has done these presentations to middle schoolers and to schools all around us, but they've never been invited to Lake County. So we are using that grant. We've invited Polyclass Foundation to come here. They're going to present 6 presentations all around the lake. The school districts are all part of it. They're going to be big sponsors of it. Lake Family Resources is a contributing partner in the sense that they will be there as boots on the ground for parents to get information from them going forward. We want to get as many people under the tent as possible. Nikki Thomas said it well when I was presenting to the Kelseyville Unified. She said, even though you're targeting middle schoolers to teach their parents the red flags and to show those kids the dangers of online, every student needs to get this information from 1st grade all the way up into 12th grade because it's getting younger. And those elementary kids are going to be using the online in another minute. They'll be online, if not already. The horror stories I've heard since starting this program, everybody's got a story. All of a sudden now they start to come out. We're going to try to incentivize every parent to come to these presentations. And you don't necessarily have to go to your school's presentation. If you can't make Lakeport, go to Middletown or go to Canocti or go to Upper Lake. And we are going to provide childcare. We're going to get rid of any barrier that would present that a parent might not want to come because of some reason. We're going to provide dinner. We're going to have killer door prizes. That alone should bring you to listen to this presentation. The interesting thing is, so anyway, we've gotten sponsorships and we're putting our this back into the community. And the idea is that down the road, We'll continue this every year as an initiative through our clubs and through our schools to keep educating our kids about the dangers of online human trafficking. We've got flyers there that we'll start distributing to all the schools to put in packets, but we've also sent them out digitally. I've met with the tribes. I've met with everybody I can meet with to try to get just the word out. So if there's any way you guys can share this information, we have digital copies as well, so I can send you that. And then we're hanging these up and we have them in both Spanish and English at all the schools. I can turn you over to the president of
Thank,
Clearlake Rotary.
thank you, Mr. Lips.
Thank you.
In all fairness to everyone, Mr. Lips has been an amazing person. The 2 or 3 years that I've known him, he gives and he gives and he gives more. Now, I said that at the danger of swelling your head, but
Well, okay.
anyway, we do thank you, Mark.
Oh,
For all
yeah,
you do.
but I will say, I've gotten 3 calls from this guy in the last month and a half. He said, somebody's house caught on fire. We've got to raise money. We've got to help them. Who does that?
And to share that, Vice
And-
Mayor Slotin and I did that together, by
Right.
the way.
And so.
Anyway, I'm not supposed to talk anymore here. And our next speaker will be,
Yeah, hi, my name is Zabdi Naria and I live in Clearlake. And I'm here as the president for the Rotary Club of Clearlake. And really, I would just want to echo everything that Mark had said. He's really done a lot of incredible work to get this project here to Lake County. And I'm just here really supporting him and doing what I can. But a little bit of a background, I am a licensed clinical social worker. I've provided services for 10 years in a variety of different roles here in Clearlake. For a time there, I was doing all of the children's intake screenings related to mental health services for the entire county for several years. And I worked really closely with foster care children and children who have encountered other systems. And I can tell you that human trafficking is very much real. It's happened as a very young and new to the field worker. I'm looking back now with the information that I now have and realize that there were red flags that I probably could have picked up on if I had known more and if we had talked about human trafficking early on. And now as I'm practicing with other children who are in the school system, I hear stories from other kids saying, my friend is talking to so-and-so on, you know, all the different apps. And the kids don't really believe adults sometimes. So the difference here in what the presentation is going to do for us is that they are training middle school aged children from Kelseyville to come and talk to other middle school students. That's how the kids are going to really hear it. Sometimes the parents can tell the kids till they're blue in the face, hey, don't talk to strangers. Don't go on Snapchat and add whoever adds you, right? Then there's all these other video games. There's so many ways that these kids have increased access to really dangerous people. And they're not going to listen to us no matter how often we try to get that message across. So we have to do what evidence has proven to be successful. And the Polyclass Foundation is really the true experts in this area. And we're so happy to be able to partner with them and also in collaboration with the Lake Family Resource Center. And as you can see, all the school districts have decided to partner with us. They're sponsoring the venues. Redbud Healthcare District also provided our district with a huge grant. So we will definitely be doing everything we can to incentivize families to come. Our population, we work, we have families, we have a lot going on. So to ask families to come after a long, long day to talk about human trafficking is not really the most exciting thing to do. So we want to do everything we can to make sure that we get the message across and we get as many people there as possible. So our ask to you is to please help us spread the message and encourage families to please make this a priority. We would love for this to continue further for years on end. But this time we really got to make it count because a lot of people are really putting their hats on this. So thank you so much, council, and I appreciate your time.
Thank you, Zabney. That was great. And Zabney is also very, very involved in our community and beyond Rotary. Is there anyone else from the audience who would like to speak? Evening, Joyce.
Joyce Overton, City of Clearlake. I wanted to kind of get out there that on Christmas Day, we will be doing our community dinner again. And it'll be from 11 o'clock to 2. All are welcome, no age limits. Bring your family, friends. We want everybody. So, and then we're doing just a community New Year's Eve party. It is $25 because we want to pay for the band, 35 at the door, 25 in advance. You know, we're not there to make any money. We're just trying to give a place for people to go and celebrate. We're going to do the New York time though. Ball drops at 9 so that we can all be home safe and sound before everybody else gets out there. Or if you want to go see your friends and family and celebrate with them, hopefully at your home and be safe. So we just wanted to kind of do some things for our community and give back for what they've done for us this year. We've, you know, everybody's been really supportive of our senior center. So this is our way of giving back some. So, and you guys made it through your first year. Congratulations. And you didn't have it really tough. So you guys had it easy. So my first year was not that easy. So you guys have done a great job and proud to have you guys on our council. So, you know, so hopefully all goes well for you this next year. One other thing, we are working on another animal vaccine and chipping. And we're hoping to have it in March. That's our goal. Haven't heard back from the date exactly, but I'll let you guys know when that happens. So, you know, hopefully we'll do a couple of those this year at our senior center too. So, but thank you guys for your services this year. You guys have all done a great job. Very proud of you guys. So.
Thank you, Joyce. Is there anyone else in chambers who would like to speak?
Hello, Honorable Mayor and esteemed council. My name is Cheyenne Now, and I am from Lakeport, California. On August 7th, the Board of Directors voted for and passed a proposal to terminate its contract with North Bay Animal Service, with Honorable Mayor Kramer, Council Members Downey and Hooton voting in favor, and with Vice Mayor Slutin voting against, and Council Member Wilson abstaining. The contract was terminated under a 180-day written notice without cause. The request for proposals, known as RFP, approved by the council on September 18th, listed tentative uncertain dates for interviewing prospective contractors on November 10th, with tentative approval of a contractor scheduled for December 4th. As of December 18th, there has been no contract that has been approved. There were no discussions about Clearlake's plans with Animal Control Services on November 20th as per the agenda. There were no discussions about Clearlake's plans with Animal Control Services on December 4th as per the agenda. It is now December 18th, and per the agenda, there is to be no discussion about plans of Clearlake Animal Control Services. My question today is, why has the council not yet approved a new contract by the tentative deadline of December 4th? And why haven't animal services been discussed since the approval of the RFP on September 18th, 2025? Has the council truly made a respectable and safe decision in regards to terminating a 10-year contract with North Bay Animal Services without cause, who have continued to provide services without any knowledge or notion of their future? Since the termination letter was delivered to North Bay Animal Services on August 15th, we are less than 60 days away from the anticipated termination of North Bay Animal Services, and there is no information from the council as to what the future holds, despite past claims that there would be clarification. I am a huge animal lover and animal advocate. I'm a rodeo queen, and I am a nonprofit volunteer board member for the Lake County Horse Council. I know how important animal control services are in the city of Clear Lake, so I really hope that my statement doesn't come across as rude, but as a concerned citizen of Lake County who has lived here for many years and seen all the horrible things that happen to the poor animals here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor.
City Manager Flora, do you want to answer that?
Can't provide an update.
You don't have anything? Okay. Are there any other comments in the chamber? Please come on up.
Hello, everybody. My name is Alyssa. I'm a citizen of Kelseyville. I have been working for North Bay Animal Services since March of 2021 at the Clearlake location. My question for the council is, when the new contract is chosen, is the city going to be able to put up a comprehensive comparable report to show what this new company is able to offer versus what North Bay already offers? The reasons given as to why the contract was ended was we were not doing enough. Is the city choosing to end a contract with an already established company for the possible unknown? Is this new contract going to offer community support with spay and neuters? North Bay Animal Services has been working with the Lake County SPCA and has been sponsoring spays and neuters for people within the Clear Lake community, as well as offering free vaccine and microchip clinics twice a month. Is this new contract going to be able to afford the extensive medical bills that come with the already tight budget? The council says that North Bay didn't pick up enough animals. Is this new contract going to be able to take in all animals considering the already existing overpopulation problem and limited space at the shelter? And why has the community in North Bay been left in the dark about recent decisions deciding our fate? There has been nothing but radio silence regarding the contract and we deserve answers. Thank you.
Are there any other comments in the chamber? Seeing none, are there any on the Zoom?
There are no comments on the Zoom, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. We'll now close public comments and move on to the consent agenda. Thank you, Mr. Purdock. All items under the consent agenda are considered to be routine in nature and will be approved by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a member of the council requests otherwise, or if staff has requested a change under adoption of the agenda, in which case the item will be removed for separate consideration. Any item so removed will be taken up following the motion to approve the consent agenda. Have there been any changes in the consent agenda? Council, do you have anything you want to pull from the consent agenda? Seeing none, I'll take a motion.
I move that we approve the consent agenda as presented.
I second.
A motion has been made by Vice Mayor Slotin and seconded by Council Member Downey.
We should ask if there's public input on any of the items.
Okay. Does the public have any input on the consent agenda? Okay. Seeing no comment, I will now move on to the vote. Please vote in your portal.
Motion passes with unanimous vote of the council.
Thank you. Okay. Now we'll move on to the public hearing. This is consideration of the first reading of ordinance number 284-2026 and 2026, I believe they said. An ordinance of the city, is that correct? 2026 or should it be 2025?
It is. It says 25 in the staff report. My apologies, but it is 26 if you look at the ordinance.
Okay. An ordinance of the City Council of the City of Clear Lake adopting the 2025 California Building Standards Code CBSC update, Title 24, Parts 1 through 11A. Would you like to proceed with the staff report, please?
Yeah, Mr. Mayor, council members, I'll be brief. I mean, this is part of the regular California building code cycle, which happens roughly every 3 years, and a new building code and a number of other codes are updated. It's another example of the state then passing that down along to us, and each jurisdiction is required to adopt and enforce that ordinance. So as a local jurisdiction having authority here, we're not allowed to dial back any of the requirements. You are allowed to increase them if you would like, but so, you know, there's a list. It's the administrative code, building code, residential code, electrical code, mechanical code, plumbing code, so on and so forth. That's kind of the overview. If you have any specific questions, we do have our building official here to try and address.
Okay. Are there any questions, of staff by council on this item? All right. Time for public comments. And again, the council cannot answer questions or provide comment while a citizen is giving their public comment. Once your comments are complete, I may refer you to staff for follow-up. So I'll now open the public hearing. Is there anyone in chambers who wishes to comment on this item? Okay, seeing none. Are there any comments on Zoom, Madam Clerk?
There are no comments on the Zoom, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. All right. Are there any comments from the council for deliberation on the item? No? Okay, I will now, you're about to hit something here. No, okay. I will now close the public hearing. No motion is necessary to close it, so I will close it. And I will now take a motion on this item.
I move to approve ordinance number 284-2026, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Clearlake adopting the 2026 California Building Standards Code, update Title 24, Parts 1-11A.
I'll second that.
Motion is been made by Council Member Downey and seconded by Vice Mayor Slotin. Please vote in your portal.
Motion passes with unanimous vote of the council.
Okay, thank you, Madam Clerk. We'll now move on to business. In the first order of business is a presentation that says to Mayor Russ Kramer and Vice Mayor Dirk Slotin. Okay, I'm not sure what to do next there.
Just that.
I don't have anything to present to you, but
I think they might have some. Well, there's always.
yeah,
Supposed to get a gavel.
yeah.
But
We shall wait for a moment. Okay, since I got this one, I think I'm supposed to make a presentation.
No, I'm supposed to.
Or
go
you're
first.
supposed to do it
I'm
first.
gonna go
You
first.
go for it.
I looked over the years at my. I looked through the agendas over this year's council meetings and what we all worked on. We worked on a lot of different things, a lot of things that hopefully will make this community better. We worked on fire protection district community stuff. We worked on abatements, a lot of abatements, that a lot of properties that we spend money on trying to clean them up. We worked on award for abandoned vehicles, which is always a big thing in this town. I don't know how many vehicles we took to the dump or were able to get rid of. We did some fire hazard mapping. We did a citywide striping project. We did all kinds of things on fees related. We did some stuff on bingo that the fees were pushing down a little bit to help out with stuff. We heard about some state mandated resolutions that we had to pass. We worked on residential registration, which was in the beginning somewhat controversial, but at the end through communication with the realtor world, we were able to approve that in some later times. We worked on, let's see, we endorsed the Lakeshore Drive Safety Element Plan. We worked on, oh gosh, adding some additional school resource officers to Canoctown Unified School District. We came to agreement with the MOU with the Clearlake Municipal Employees Association. We worked on, again, some more demolition and abatements issues. We adopted a new budget in June. Let's see what else. We were then in August, we started to deal with animal control, and which was at some point in time somewhat controversial, but I think we moved along and got that resolved. And we're now working on getting a new animal control in place. We worked on, let's see, we worked on the safety element for this City of Clear Lake general plan. Oh gosh, we worked on, let's see, we denied the application from Sonoma Clean Power for authority for some issues. We named two new public streets. I'm trying to remember where they were. Was there by the Burns Valley? Okay. We did some work to see if we could get some more feedback or more input on the on special districts. We wanted to be part of that district and a little bit more control over it. And then we worked on fire hydrant inspections, which is one item that I was very involved in the beginning, but at the end, the particular Highlands worked on it, and I had some actually better results that they actually anticipated. So it's a good thing. That's kind of the things we worked on. So quite a few different items. So thank you, Mayor Kramer, for guiding us through this year. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome, Vice Mayor Slotin. We talked about what we'd say a little bit before, and Vice Mayor Slotin has ran down the things that we've done this year. I'd kind of like to talk a little bit about our council and the way it's together. Came together, as you know, we have 3 new council members at the beginning of this year, with just Eric and I coming back. None of us knew what to expect, I don't believe. And I have to say it was challenging. It took us a while to get to know each other and to get to trust each other. I think by this time, I feel really good about our entire council. Vice Mayor Slotin, Dirk, and I have been on the council for 7 years, and 6 of that, it was under essentially the same council with no changes. We got pretty comfortable with that, I think. So it was a big change for us, that I think we've come through it, and I think we've come through it with a strong council, and I think I appreciate each and every one of you. You each bring your own talents. Some with passion, a little more passion than others. That think things through a lot more, and all of you have come to respect the good questions that you asked. And I have complete faith in all 3 or 4 of you. Vice Mayor Slotin and I have known each other and working together on things for 12 years now, I think, starting with
with Rotary and with Mr. Lips mentioned giving money away for a fire victim. Dirk and I started that in 2015 after the Valley Fire, that issue. Each one of us, it takes two people to sign the checks. And the two of us have signed checks for over $3.5 million over that period. So we're pretty much joined at the hip. We've talked to a lot of people under a lot of the worst of circumstances, got to know each other pretty well. Moved on. We're both in planning together. Vice Mayor Floten started in planning ahead of me, and I started on the council slightly ahead of him. So we've, like I said, we've been joined at the hip. There's no person that I trust anymore to take over the reins of this city as the incoming mayor, which on the next thing I'm going to nominate you for. So, Vice Mayor Slotin, thank you so much for all that you've done last year and all I expect that you will be doing in the coming year. Councilmember Slotin, Councilmember Wilson, Councilmember Hooten, I appreciate you completely and have complete faith in what you're going to do in this coming year as well. That's all I have to say. Thank you. And I guess in that, we each have these little plaques with a hammer. And one of them says presented to Dick Slotin, City of Clear Lake Vice Mayor 2025, which I'm going to present to Vice Mayor Slotin.
And I'll present you the one as mayor of the City of Clear Lake for 2025. Thank you.
Thank you. What if, yeah, sure, why not? Uh-huh.
Take a picture together.
I'd like for all of us to take, I think we're together, I think that's appropriate.
Never take.
Go down there.
Let's go down.
Yeah. Let's go down.
We're not always working.
Okay, closer, okay. Thank you.
Before I move on to the next item, I also want to thank our staff. Council couldn't, the things that we want you to do, we can't do without you. All of you from our police department has been great all year long. City Manager Flora is our biggest advocate and the biggest fighter that we have. With a lot of folks in the county to get us the things that we need and want and have to have here in Clear Lake. And while he and I don't always agree, I think the world of him and what he's done for this city. Scott, our attorney, appreciate your advice all the time. Public Works Director, Labia, you've done a terrific job, and I really appreciate your efforts and all of your team. Please pass that on to them. Police Chief Hobbs, same thing. Our police department, I think, is the best in the county by far. Really appreciate all you do. Lieutenants, same with you. I ask you a lot of hard questions and sometimes you don't like answering them, but you always do. And I do appreciate you all. And I don't say that enough. So thank you again. Now, we're gonna move on to the appointment of the 2026 mayor and vice mayor. And as mayor, I'm gonna hopefully be allowed, you folks will go along with me, but I'd like to nominate Vice Mayor Slotin for 2026 mayor and council members Downey for vice mayor. I guess I'm supposed to call for public comment, but is there any public comment with regard to appointments before I take those actions? There you go. There anyone in the chambers that'd like to comment on that? Okay, on Zoom, anybody have anything to say?
There are no comments on the Zoom, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. And by the way, Melissa, you are a terrific city clerk. So I'd like to have a motion on the two nominations that I've made.
I move that we appoint the new mayor and vice mayor as suggested by yourself.
Okay, I have a motion
I'll second that.
and a motion by Councilmember Hooten and a second by Councilmember Wilson. We'll just do a voice vote here. Madam Clerk, would you?
Councilmember Wilson,
Yes.
Councilmember Hooten,
Yes.
Councilmember Downey,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Slotin,
Aye.
and Mayor Kramer.
Aye. Motion passes. May I say that? Unanimous. Okay. Well, that does it for business items. We'll now move on to, and by the way, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Mayor-elect and vice mayor-elect. We'll now move on to city manager and council member reports. For norms and procedures, council reports at the end of the council meeting shall be limited to announcing mayor-appointed regional board activities on which council members serve, city and city-sponsored activities and items which directly affect the city. City Manager Flora, do you have a report?
Just a couple of quick items, Mr. Mayor, council members. So related to animal care and control RFP updates, so there were some questions about that. We are a little bit behind the proposed schedule that we talked about, but we did receive one proposal as part of the RFP process and are working with that contractor towards a potential contract. And just so the council knows, I have been actually in pretty regular communication with Director Scott from North Bay Animal Services about the situation. I've talked to him twice this week, so believe we have an accepted offer from new finance manager, which is a position that the council created recently. So assuming the background goes well, that person should be starting mid-January. So that's exciting. The 40th Avenue intersection work, the paving was completed today for that. So there was a hard closure there for a couple of days. Still have some striping to do, but that's almost done. And we're fortunate to be able to sneak that in before the weather turned too much on us. So thank you to Director Leyva for pushing that one through. And then the last thing I just wanted to mention, that over the holidays, City Hall closure schedule, Christmas Eve, December 24th through January 4th. So the week between Christmas and New Year's, we will be closed, opening on January 5th again. That's my report.
Thank you, City Manager. Laura, any questions about the city manager's report? Okay, I shall start with Council Member Hooten. Do you have a report?
No, I do not.
Council Member Wilson?
I attended the Compassion in the Cold event at the Hope Center tonight, the event that we did the proclamation on at the last council meeting. It was very well attended, and the statistics for the year is that 11 people died who were homeless in the last year in the county. And I also attended the APC meeting last week. They adopted the APC meeting calendar. We had a short discussion of the wildfire preparedness plan. We were supposed to discuss the regional transportation improvement plan, but we couldn't vote because I learned something. You have to be very careful when you publish a public notice about a public hearing. It has to have the location and the right date on it. So that was put aside. We also were supposed to discuss the regional housing needs assessment, revised methodology. But it was recently submitted and we're waiting to hear back on approval. And I don't have anything else. You were there too, so I'm gonna ask you to add anything you
No,
remember that I.
You did a great job.
All right.
All right, Councilmember Downey.
Yes, I attended a recreations meeting last week. There wasn't too much to report. That event that happened on Mount Canocti, the Climb Canocti. We did get some feedback on that and that was well attended and it was a great turnout. Lake Rec is going to be organizing and putting more things out there. So there should be more to look out for as far as recreations within the county, so.
That's great news. Thank you, Councilmember Vice Mayor-elect Downey. Mayor-elect Slotin, Vice Mayor Slotin.
I was out of town most of the time, but I did.
Microphone.
Excuse me, I did attend the event at Hope Center. And I snuck in the back and looked at the tree that shows where a bunch of keys hanging in there. That shows all the people that got into permanent housing out of that facility. Now, way back when the city decided to sponsor that or help with $500,000, if I see all those keys out there, that makes me feel really good. Thank you.
Thank you. And I've attended an RRA meeting and several subcommittee meetings for RRA, which we've been primarily discussing biomass projects, grant opportunities through various entities. And I think we're moving closer on a number of those where I can tell you more about them hopefully soon. Kind of exciting. We're actually, I think, getting to the point where RRA is going to be doing something concrete. I have, I did attend the APC meeting with Councilmember Wilson and the LTA meeting as well, and she covered it very well. So I see no need for me to elaborate any more on that. And that's about all I have for today. So I will thank you all for your comments. And we will now move on to future agenda items. Any council member have an agenda item they'd like placed on a future agenda that we haven't already discussed?
No.
Nope. All righty. So we will now adjourn to closed session at 7:02 PM.
Have there a list, all the
Thank you, everyone, for coming tonight.
mayor's appointment for all the. So I'd like to get your input, those two.